Let me tell you how it really feels. The first night I turned on the B5, I didn't grab the remote and scroll, I just watched. Not because it was impressive, but because it felt right. The picture, the sound, the way every scene looked intentional instead of just bright or loud. This is for the kind of person who refuses to settle for good enough. You're the one who notices washed out color, muddled contrast, motion blur in fast scenes, and sound that feels flat instead of present. You don't want a TV that shows content, you want one that respects it. Before you go any further, check the current price and availability, because sets with this level of balance don't stick around when people discover what they actually do. You know that exact moment when your old TV starts feeling like a compromise. For me, it was during a night of mixed viewing movies, sports, gaming, and everyday streaming. One minute the picture looked fine. The next minute it felt limited. Once you experience what real OLED contrast and intelligent upscaling deliver together, anything weaker starts to feel like a veil between you and what you're trying to enjoy. The relief is immediate. Blacks aren't just darker, they read deeper. Highlights don't just pop, they breathe. Motion stays clean instead of smeared, and scenes feel natural instead of forced. You stop fiddling with settings because the picture already knows what it needs to look like. That's the first hint you've graduated out of compromise. Day-to-day use rewires what normal feels like. Movies feel cinematic without tension. Sports feel fluid and alive even in rapid plays. Gaming feels responsive, visual details come through, and latency feels managed. And the sound of Dolby Atmos and Orchestra doesn't just exist in the background. It places audio where it belongs, voices anchored, effects layered, ambience that doesn't fight the room. What surprises you most isn't just the headline tech, how cohesive it feels. AI upscaling isn't doing gimmicky tricks. It's consistently refining what you already watch so that old shows finally look right instead of dated. Once you see that harmony of smart processing, deep contrast, and immersive audio working together, weaker TVs start to feel like you're rewatching through a filter instead of into the scene itself. Don't wait on price dips or stock whims. TVs with this kind of blend of performance and everyday polish move quickly once people realize how reliable they actually are. If you're hesitating because you think it might be more than you need, that doubt flips fast. This isn't about overkill, it's about confidence. And the real unexpected benefit. You'll find yourself watching more because your screen finally feels like a destination instead of a utility. Picture feels rich and considered, blacks feel deep and detailed, motion feels smooth, and natural sound feels placed and alive. Every scene feels intentional and clear, not as deeply loud as separates. Takes a moment to explore every feature. At some point, you stop cycling through specs and realize you're just delaying the upgrade you already want. Every lesser option starts feeling like a step sideways instead of forward. So if you're ready to stop negotiating with your picture and sound, check availability now. Don't let this become one of those upgrades you think about every time something falls short. When your screen finally feels capable, this makes that difference unmistakable.